So the first one is from yesterday's. If you finished yesterday's, that's great. Then I will help you with today's. But everybody had the same topic yesterday, and it was solving an absolute value equation. So here's what you're going to do. Your goal on these is, and this was from the Delta Math. So this would be similar to those of you who had Delta Math for your assignment. But in the book, you two, they were really similar. So you need to get X untrapped from in those absolute value bars. The problem is you have to get rid of this stuff outside of them first, and I always say go the farthest away. So the absolute value bars are over here on the left. I need to get rid of this 4, and I need to get rid of the -4. So what you're going to do on this one is you're going to say, well, how do you get rid of a subtraction of 4? You're going to add it to both sides of the equation. And so you're going to say, well, I have the 4 still left. I have the absolute value of 7 minus x still left, but now it's equal to 28. So the first thing I did right here is I said, get you out of there, you're in the way. So you get rid of everything in the way from the outside in, all right? So the next thing that's in the way on the outside is this 4, but it's 4 times this stuff. So you're going to divide by 4 to kill off that layer. Gone, gone. So now you're down to 7 minus x in absolute value being equal to 7. Now the problem is it's trapped in this box of absolute value. It's stuck in there, right? When you get to this part when the absolute value is completely naked and you got rid of all the other layers that were on the outside of it by doing the opposite, you set it equal to the positive and negative of this. So you need to do 2 things. You need to say that the 7 minus the x is equal to positive 7, and you need to say that the 7 minus x is equal to a negative 7. You need to take both of them. So if this was an 8, Quinn, take a peek. If that had been an 8, you'd set it equal to 8 and negative 8. This had been a 42, 42 and negative 42. And then you solve them separately. So to solve this, you're going to say, well, I got to get rid of that 7. And you get negative x equals 0. What do you think one of your answers is?
No solution.
No, that's a number. 0, right? If I divide both sides by -1 if I want. But 0 is one of the answers. Did any of you start the Delta Math yet? Did you have to put a comma between the 2? You just were able to type it. I don't know because I didn't.
I actually didn't start it.
I think you would have to put a comma there. Okay? And then on this side, when I solve it, you might want to use a calculator, but you would have a negative x equals, and now you're at -7 and you're dropping 7 more degrees. So in this one, Parker, it's not 0, it's -14. But how do you get rid of the negative sign? Divide by -1, or just take it off of both of them is really what happens. So x equals 14 is your other answer. And then you would submit on Delta Math. Does this make sense? So that one's done. That was yesterday's level 2 Delta Math. I didn't do the level 1 because if you understand this one. So I picked the level at which you're going to be tested. So am I telling you you're going to have one like this on your test?
Yeah.
Yes. I won't pick the ones harder or easier than what's on your test ever. Okay, I'll keep it the same. The only other thing I want to do is one from the section before. This was 1.6. All right, so, and I'll post it for the kids at home today, and then when you're at home Monday, I'm going to have posted as well, so that should help. This was off the worksheet, and I think Mrs. Peterson gave a worksheet. So if you had Michener, you had Delta Math, but it was the same stuff. Okay, and then next time I'll probably choose the book for these 2, just to keep it kind of fair. You're all on, but it's the same topic. So this was an inequality. Remember when you graph it, when you don't see that equal to bar, it means when you graph it, you're going to use an open dot. Okay? If it was like this, you're going to use a closed dot. So this little bar under here, close the dot. All right. But you solve it as if it was equals. You're going to distribute. So I write this down. And thank you for being so nice and listening so well. Negative 2w, and then you multiply, and you get a -8. The +9 hangs around, and this would be -11. So those of you who have Mrs. Peterson, you had this worksheet. All right. So once I get it to here, you do exactly as if it was an equal sign. You need to combine those like terms right here. -8 plus 9 is just a 1, so we'll go -2w. And let me know if I'm going too fast. How am I doing, Betsy? Am I at an okay speed? Parker, am I at an okay speed? All right, there we go. Tanner, I solved this. Until I get to one spot, I solve it exactly as you've always solved. What do I do next?
Minus the 1.
Yes. All right, and I'll get a -2w less than, be careful with the -11 down one that you don't say it's some sort of a 10. I'm a -12. Okay, now you would do what you would always do. Now here's where you gotta be careful. Okay, there's one little glitch. You might say, well, this is the same as we've always done. It is. You solve it exactly as you've always solved. Get rid of the parentheses, combine like terms, get the variable by itself, get rid of it by doing the opposite. Here's the one difference. With the inequalities, the minute you divide by a negative number, the direction of the inequality flips. I want to show you why, though, so that's not something you're watching. Do you agree with me that -1 is bigger than -100?
Yes.
Now watch if I change the signs. Do you see how that has to go the other way? Do you see it? So when you divide by the negative, a reverse effect happens with the numbers. So you have to go like this. Now we said there's an open dot at 6, so I'm going to go to 6. I'm going to put an open dot there. And then you need to graph where the W's are bigger than 6. And I always think greater right, less than left. They sound similar. So because this says greater, you're going to the right. Delta math people, you have to click on the dot to open it up. And you have to click on this side to have the arrow go that direction. Those of you who had the worksheet for this, you would just graph it like that. So I'm going to stop. Do you have any questions about this first? No? So what I want you to do is, Delta Mathers, I want you to work on yesterday's. So I want you to go into the absolute value ones. I want you to, before you hit submit on your first one, have me check it. Okay? Miss Cedarholmes, right? The bookwork. How far are you, kiddo?
We give him much time to work on it.
So you need to, let's open that up, and I think I'll take you two to the back, and we'll do a couple together. All right? So I want all of my, did Miss Peterson get Delta Math as well as Mitchner?
Today.
For yesterday. This is
Yesterday?
yesterday's.
I don't know. I think she gave
So
us,
open Delta Math.
she gave us this for yesterday.
That's the day before. Wait. Yep, that's the day before. That's 1-5. 1-6 was yesterday, and I think it's Delta Math. But if it's, because I was working on it with them yesterday.
16th, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's Delta Math.
there's no.
So that's what Mason, you still need to
so
finish that one. Oh, I'm gonna stop recording just a second.
Yeah.
1, 5, 8.